This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Philip Davis is defending his administration and the progress the government has made since coming to power nearly 1 year ago. And it comes on the heels of criticism made by former Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham and Leader of the Opposition Michael Pintard, who questioned the decisions made by Prime Minister Davis and his party. On Friday, Mr. Ingraham called out the Davis administration for what he calls good public relations, claiming that Prime Minister Davis has been reluctant to make any major decisions it sees as controversial. Well, Prime Minister Davis is hitting back at the former Free National Movement leader, very frankly saying Mr. Ingraham had his opportunity to lead the nation and that his focus has been on what is outlined in the party's blueprint for change.
Well, I don't know what decisions you think we have to make or what decisions that we ought to have made. This is my administration, and we are making decisions in accordance with the plan that we have set out. It's all contained in our blueprint for change, and if you look at that, those are the things we are following. What decisions he's thinking about that we ought to make, well, he had his opportunity, I think, when he was there. This is now, and this is the Davis administration. We'll be making decisions as we deem necessary.
Some of the challenges the Davis administration has been faced with so far include marital rape and the need to increase national insurance contributions. However, the Prime Minister says his focus is on stabilizing the country's economy.
My priority has been, when I got elected, is to stabilize our economy and our fiscal affairs, which has been in shambles. That is necessary. My second priority as well is to ensure I relieve the suffering upon the Bahamian people that is wrought on by the aftermath of Dorian and wreaked by the handling of the virus and pandemic. And I think we are heading in the right direction in respect to those responses. Other issues will come. You talk about marital rape. If you look in my blueprint for change, it's not addressed at all. So we are following our blueprint for change.
Prime Minister Davis says he is not ashamed of the progress made by his administration thus far, having made the right decisions in the interest of the Bahamian people. The University of the Bahamas' campus was buzzing on Monday as college students returned for the first time in nearly 3 years for face-to-face learning, as the COVID-19 pandemic forced lockdowns, resulting in learning being done virtually. Many are excited to be back on campus to embark on their tertiary education. Our Destiny Johnson, a senior at the university, spoke with UB's Vice President of Academic Affairs and students on their first day back and files this report.
Thousands of University of the Bahamas UB students gathered on campus for their first face-to-face classes and campus interactions since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, as UB's fall semester kicked off on Monday. While COVID-19 is still ever present, there's a desire by many to return to some sense of normalcy. Well, Vice President of Academic Affairs at UB, Dr. Maria Woodside Oriaki says, in an effort to be more student-centered, a survey was conducted to get a feel of how many students wanted to return to campus. Following such, a decision was made and the university has been working tirelessly to prepare for students' return.
What we did before just returning to campus is that we surveyed the students. We listened to them to find out what was their opinions and how they thought. The majority of our students said that they would like to come back to campus. And then there was a percentage who said that they enjoyed the virtual environment. So we looked at what are the lessons that we learned from this COVID-19 pandemic. We learned that both possibilities were capable at the University of the Bahamas. Therefore, we have got 60% as opposed to 90% growth before the pandemic in the face-to-face environment. We looked at what was best for our student population, and then we made decisions based on the advice from our students and our other stakeholders. 2 years in from the pandemic, Academic Affairs has been working hand in hand with persons to have our students come back to campus and to have more of the college feel. So what has happened is that 60% of our classes are in the face-to-face environment. Another 25% of our classes is in a hybrid environment, and further 15% of our classes is in the total online virtual environment.
Now, Jcn News spoke with some students and faculty members who say they are excited to be back.
And I'm pleasantly surprised at how much I enjoyed being back on campus. Just being able to interact with my peers as opposed to being online, it was something that I really enjoyed.
I am thankful to be back face to face. However, I would think that UB would focus more on parking after all this time they had.
My first day back to school was pretty nerve-wracking. I didn't know what to expect coming back on campus after being gone for almost 3 years. But everything went smoothly. My lecturers did a great job in explaining what was to be expected this semester, and I'm looking forward to graduation.
Some students also say they are even happier to be back, particularly in open spaces where the wearing of face masks isn't mandatory.
All right, so I'm a staff member, Guantanamo Public Relations and Brand Coordinator and Specialist. I think face-to-face is new. A lot of people you see could be a little timid, a little separated. The campus actually hasn't been as crowded in about 2 years, so I think it's dynamic. Right now we have students playing volleyball, we have students sitting down and eating. A lot of people don't have on their masks, and I think it's because a lot of people are getting used to the fact that we're almost back to normal, how it used to be. So first day, first field, the campus looks busy. A lot of students still asking the basic questions, where they're spelling, where my class. But honestly, I think we're getting back to where we used to be.
And I haven't really had any classes as yet, but I was on campus yesterday and I love being back to school. I don't like wearing my mask at all, so that's why you see me now wearing it now. The only trouble is finding parking and the sun. But besides that, it's amazing to be back, to gather around with your friends. Like you say, people are here. It's crazy seeing so many people around you.
The University Student Government Association, SGA, took the initiative to give out care packages with UB paraphernalia to freshmen to help them get into the school spirit. SGA President Matthew Williams says he's excited for what is to come, and he has a lot of initiatives and events planned for the semester.
It'll be my first face-to-face class today, so I understand the facilities might help with coming back, especially during the pandemic. So my board is trying its hardest to increase mental health awareness, as that's one of my platforms for my board, to encourage students to be calm during this season of fail as we return back to face-to-face environment.
The SGA's first on-campus event for the semester will be UB's first all-white glow party on Friday, August 26, 9 p.m. until. Admission is $5 with a UB ID and $10 without. The SGA president says it will be the event of the semester. For Jcn News, I'm Destiny Johnson.
Thanks for that report, Destiny. Suspected methamphetamine with an estimated street value of $17,600 was confiscated by police from a home on Codwalder Jones Drive, Freeport, Grand Bahama. This resulted in the arrest of an adult female resident of the home. According to police reports, shortly after 10 a.m. on Tuesday, a team of officers from the Drug Enforcement Unit, acting on information and armed with a search warrant, went to the home and while searching the kitchen area found a Quaker Oats box that contained a quantity of crystal-like substance suspected to be methamphetamine, a dangerous drug we don't often hear about here in the Bahamas. As a result, the woman was taken into police custody. The suspected drugs weighed in at 1.8 ounces. Investigations are continuing. And finally, between July 20th and 21st on Exuma, approximately 35,000 gallons of oil spilled into pristine waters when the Arabian, a tanker vessel contracted by Sun Oil, was offloading fuel to Bahamas Power and Light in the area of the old Navy base in Georgetown. Following the oil spill, the beach in the area was closed to the public for about 3 weeks during the cleanup efforts. Attorney General Ryan Pinder was recently asked if the government has plans to seek legal recourse regarding negligence in relation to that oil spill.
So on the update on the Exuma oil spill, we have received the final reports from the Port Department and the final report from DEP. On that, we're waiting, and I should hopefully receive it by the end of this week, the final report from the police. Those reports have been turned over to my civil litigation team for evaluation of penalties and the way forward from a court's point of view. with the support from DEP, and so we have the intent to fully prosecute anything under the environmental laws of the Bahamas with respect to negligence related to the oil spill.
Earlier this month, Dr. Rihanna Neely Murphy, director of the Department of Environmental Planning and Protection, or DEF, said officers visited the beach and found no signs of pollution in the water, sand, or rock areas. As a result, the beach was given the all clear to reopen to the public. And that'll do it for your JCN Evening News. Once again, I'm Jarino Saunders. Thanks for joining us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.